But God had already set the escape for them by a man named Moses that was come to deliver them from the hand of the enemy. And so whatever you are dealing with, God has a set time for your deliverance. You are not going to be where you are all the time. You are not going to be stuck in the same situation because God is ready to do something, but he wants you to understand, I am your refuge. I am the one that you can come to. I am the one that you can cry to. I'm your refuge and your strength. Your strength. This morning when I woke up, I didn't feel like I had any strength. But you know what? God increases. God increases. When you feel like you can't go any further, God increases. And he said, I'm your refuge. Whatever you need, don't go nowhere else. Come to me. I'm the one that's going to take you through. I'm the one that's going to deliver you. Bishop can't deliver you. Pastor can't deliver you. Deacons can't deliver you. I want you to trust God. Too many times we as leaders, we teach people to depend upon us. We teach people to call upon us for every little thing. But I want to point you to Jesus this morning. I want to point you to the God that can do something about your situation. I want you to understand that when you can't get a hold of the preacher, God is an ever-present help. He didn't walk off from you. He says, I'm right here with you. I'm holding you down. I'm holding on. This psalm was written for the sons of Korah. Sons of Korah, we all remember Korah, don't we? He was that man that went up against Moses, him and his little crew. If you got your crew, you better set your crew down. Hello. What happened with Korah was when he came up and he didn't realize he was going against God. And so God opened up the ground and swallowed him up and his crew. But you know what? His children, the sons of Korah, decided, I'm not going that route. So they said, Daddy, you're going to do what you're going to do. Listen, if I turn around and walk off from God, don't you follow me walking off from God. If I start acting crazy, don't you start acting crazy too. You let the ground swallow me up, but you got to keep following God. Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ. So when I fall off from following Christ, you need to take another direction because you need to stay with God. I want you to make sure that you follow God with everything that's within your spirit, with every move that you make. I want to stay with God. So here, the sons of Korah, they come up and they didn't follow in their father's footsteps. And the Bible says that David made them the chief musicians in the church. They were the praise and worship leaders. They knew how to get a praise into God. They knew how to contact God on his throne. And so the sons of Korah, they was on the organ, Elder Chambers. Watch it now. They was on the drums, Brother Mike. They was on the keyboard. Where Brother Art go? I get them back in church. Anyway, they were on the keyboard, the praise and worship leaders. All right, Sister Audrey, Elder Moore, all those that's praising and worship, they got a hold of how to contact God. They knew how to praise and magnify God. They knew what moved God on his throne. They knew that if they just stayed in this praise mode, that God would do something for them. And so as you're reading into the book of Psalms, in this first part here, you look at the end of the verse. Read this verse number 3. And it mentions the fact there's a little word in there that says Selah. That's a musical note. It's a musical interlude. It's actually that when you get through reading this part, well, actually they sung. The songs were sung. They were set to music. And so when they got into the psalm, and the 46th Psalm, and they started singing this song. And I'm just imagining in my mind that it went something like this. God is our refuge and my strength. He is a present help when in trouble. And they just kept on singing the song. And they just kept on going through. And then they got to the end of the first stanza, the Bible said that, Selah. So whatever you're going through, just keep singing the song. And when you get to that point that you don't think you can hardly make it anymore, he's saying to you, Selah. Rest. Take you a musical interlude. Take you a musical intermission. Take you a break from worrying about what you're going through, how you're going to get through. He just said, rest in the Lord. Get to the point that you know how to rest in God. Find yourself, you won't be so troubled. You won't be causing trouble. We get in trouble and we cause trouble. We cause trouble because everybody's getting on our last nerve. Then we start snapping people up. Then we start going off on people and not realizing that God is our refuge and our strength. Just keep on going, walking with God, letting God know, Lord, I just appreciate you so much, and I see that I'm about to go off the deep end. Lord, what should I do? He said, Selah. Relax. Don't keep worrying yourself about your children. Don't keep worrying about yourself because you don't have a job. Don't keep worrying about yourself because you don't have what you think you need. He said, I want you to learn how to rest in me. I want you to relax. So every now and then, saints of God, get you a Selah. Learn how to rest in God. Learn how to trust God. Learn how to depend on God. Selah. The psalmist teaches us by example that we are to triumph in God. That everything that we do is controlled by God. Every situation is God.